Sticky day. It's actually some wildfire smoke, a lot of it coming in from Canada. It's high enough in the sky that it's not really directly impacting our air down towards the surface of Earth where we're breathing it in, but it does filter out that sunlight in a few locations and certainly makes for an interesting sunrise, could even make for an interesting sunset. So there you can see some of this intense smoke hanging on across parts of the Northeast, less of that smoke where we're gearing up for the next storm system, which is going to be plaguing us through the weekend, unfortunately. I wish I had better news for you. If you do have Saturday, Sunday off, especially in a place like Pittsburgh or Buffalo, you're going to deal with those chances for showers and thunderstorms. Some of that starts today for us. Here is the upper level low, still spinning here across Lake Superior, really the edge of it. There's Duluth. I think that's the center of it. With it, ahead of it, we've got a cold front well out ahead of it. So this is a dying off storm system that's going to take its time to move east. For a couple different reasons, but first let's show you where some of those showers and thunderstorms are. We've got some skirting their way through Wisconsin into the Northwoods, also towards the Fox Valley is where we have some action there if you're waking up this morning. Meanwhile, as you work your way through Michigan, Indiana, we do have these thunderstorms moving across. The good news is these are moving. The bad news about the ones farther south is they're training across some of the same locations. So that's where we've had some of those concerns for flooding across southern Missouri. Beyond that, though, as this moisture gets out of here, but for the most part across the Northeast, it's been pretty quiet. We are going to pick up some more showers and thunderstorms kind of well out ahead of that frontal boundary, which is off towards the northwest. And notice we're still warm and dry for the Carolinas, still trying to get that water to recede in some spots too. It's not just the Carolinas. I should point out eastern coastal Georgia as well as northern Florida, where we had Debbie work its way through. We're still trying to get those rivers to come down. Kind of a flatter region of the country. I shouldn't say flat, but not as terrain driven as, say, parts of the west. So it takes a long time for that water to get out of there. We are going to find some of those river levels going down. This one in South Carolina showing you that the Edisto River is working its way on through. But the other story along the coast are the rip currents. They're out there, Ernesto out to sea, but that is kind of like that stone that you throw in the bathtub. It just kind of creates all the waves, and eventually those waves do work their way with some of that energy to the coastline. So because of that and the large surf, there will also be that added risk for rip currents. So you do want to make sure you're paying extra attention. Always swim near the potential severe weather. I think through parts of Tennessee into the Appalachians here and even portions of northern Georgia, northern Alabama, there could be some of those strong severe thunderstorms. Damaging winds, the threat there. As we go throughout today into tonight, a lot of those thunderstorms do die down, but that boundary then is going to kick things up again as we get into your Saturday morning. So there's some of the energy coming through, and it still spurs up some of those showers and thunderstorms as we head through Saturday. Still a lot over northwest, but we've added some more across California too. So we're really getting into the peak of fire season as we move through the upcoming months when it's very dry. We're still watching to the Park Fire. One of our graphics artists updating this number and keeping a close eye on showers and thunderstorms there. It's actually going to become a little bit more popular